Hello students, welcome back. So in this video we will study about Rolle's law for non-volatile solutes. So it means we will study the Rolle's law whenever we are having the solute which do not contribute towards the vapor pressure of the solutions. So such solutes, they do not form vapors like NaCl when it is made to dissolve in water, sugar, glucose, urea, etc. So such solutes, they are considered under the non-volatile solutes. So Rolle's law for such cases, when the solute is non-volatile, the whole vapor pressure of the solution, that is due to the vapors of the solvents. Now how the presence of the non-volatile solute, they affect the vapor pressure of the pure solvent. Suppose we are having this diagram. So diagrammatically I have discussed here, like suppose we are having this pure liquid. So you know that evaporation is a surface phenomenon. So the solvent that is in the bulk, obviously the molecules which are present on the surface, they will leave the surface into the vapors and they only form the vapors. So more is the surface area, more vapors, more particles or more molecules, they will leave the surface and move to the vapor phase. Now if this is the pure solvent, now we are adding the non-volatile solute here. So this is represented with the red color. So such solute particles, they also occupy some of the spaces on the surface of the liquid. Obviously if some of the spaces they are occupied, the non-volatile solutes, the surface area that is covered by the volatile solutes, that will be now less available for the volatile solvents. So less amount of vapors that will leave for the vapor phase. So you can compare, this is for the pure solvent and this is for the solution that contains the non-volatile solutes. So the number of particles in the vapor phase, that is less, means vapor pressure of solution will be less as compared to the vapor pressure of the pure solvent. So let us have this P1 as the vapor pressure of the solvent over the solution. So this is a solution containing non-volatile solute. So these are the vapors or vapor pressure that is exerted on the surface of the solution. So let it be P1, which is the vapor pressure of the solvent over the solution containing non-volatile solute. So whatever vapor pressure that is exerted by this solution, that is due to the vapor pressure of the solvent only, because that is only able to form the vapors. And x1 is the mole fraction of the solvent. Now how we will write the Rolle's law for this? This P1 is the vapor pressure of the over the surface of the solution, P1 naught is the vapor pressure of the pure solvent, and x1 is the mole fraction for the solvent. Then this is the Rolle's law for the solution, or expression of the Rolle's law for the solution that contains the non-volatile solute. So this is constant, because for the pure vapors P1 naught, or this naught means for the pure vapors, that will always be constant. So we can write it as P1 is directly proportional to, or partial pressure of the solution, that is directly proportional to its molar mole fraction. Okay, so diagrammatically this can be represented like this. Suppose this is the vapor pressure of the pure, here we have marked, this is the vapor pressure for the pure solvent, and if we are starting, as they are directly proportional to each other, as the mole fraction of the solvent increases, the partial pressure of the solution that is also increased. And when it becomes, suppose let us start from here, let us consider the x2, suppose that is the mole fraction for the non-volatile solute which do not contribute for the vapor pressure. So that's why we have started over from here. like in the previous videos where we discussed the Rolle's law for volatile solutes. So you might have seen the two lines over there, so where the two vapor pressures for the pure liquids, they were marked. So you can go through the previous videos and you can compare the two graphs. So this is for the non-volatile solute. If suppose here the non-volatile solute, the mole fraction of that non-volatile solute is 1, and slowly the concentration or mole fraction of non-volatile solute is decreasing, and volatile component is increasing. So when it reaches to 1, it means now here we are having pure solvent. So it means pure solvent is volatile, and now here we can represent the P1 node, which is the vapor pressure for the pure solvent. So this is the mathematical expression for the Rolle's law for the solutions containing non-volatile solutes. Next, we can compare the Rolle's law with the Henry's law. So Rolle's law as a special case of Henry's law. We have studied Henry's law also, we have studied Rolle's law also. Now we can compare the two mathematical expressions, like mathematical expression for Rolle's law and mathematical expression for the Henry's law. So let us compare these two expressions and let's see how Rolle's law can be the special case of the Henry's law. Under what condition it can be the special case of Henry's law. So according to the Rolle's law, the vapor pressure of a volatile component is given in component in the given solution, that is shown by this relationship. Let's I be the any component. So in case of solution of gas in a liquid, if gas is made to dissolve in a liquid, then the law is Henry's law. So if one, or we can other ways we can say, if the gaseous component is there instead of volatile component, so that is the Henry's law, which gives us this relationship. So on comparing these two expressions, that is Rolle's law, that is the Henry's law, so we can say that this is partial pressure of the volatile component, and this is the again the partial pressure of the gas over the solution, and this is the mole fraction of the gas, and this is the mole fraction of the volatile component. So the only difference between the two is that P in the Rolle's law, here it is P1 naught, and in the Henry's law, here it is Kh, that is Henry's constant. So now how we can say that Rolle's law can be the special case of Henry's law when Pa naught, this is the constant in the Rolle's law, and Kh is the constant in the Henry's law. So Rolle's law becomes the special case of Henry's law in which Kh becomes equal to the vapor pressure of the pure component Pa naught. जब KH जो है उसकी वैल्यू PA नोट के इक्वल हो जाएगी, then we can say that Rolle's law, or you can say both these expression that can be equalized. So the basic concept behind this is that even in the liquid solution, one of the component may sometimes obey Henry's law. What does it mean? That when we are talking about the liquid solutions and we are talking about the volatile components, one of the component becomes so volatile that it reaches up to the you can say the value of the gaseous forms. Like इतना ज़्यादा वोलेटाइल है कि वो गैसियस को टच करता है, गैसियस जैसे गैसेस वेपर फॉर्म में एग्जिस्ट करती हैं, जैसे वो प्रेशर एक्सर्ट करती है, तो लगभग उतना प्रेशर या उसके इक्वलेंट प्रेशर वो एक्सर्ट करता है. तभी तो हमने ये लिखा, इवन इन द लिक्विड सॉल्यूशन वन ऑफ द कंपोनेंट मे समटाइम्स ओबे हेनरीज लॉ ओवर ए रेंज ऑफ मोल फ्रैक्शन. में कुछ रेंज तक वो हेनरीज लॉ को फॉलो कर सकता है कि जब वो इतना कंपोनेंट हो, इतना वोलेटाइल हो जाए कंपोनेंट कि वो गैसेस के कंपैरिजन में हो जाए. सो दिस इज हाउ वी कैन से दैट रोल्स लॉ is a special case of Henry's law. So that's all about this topic. So next topic we will discuss in the next video.